Coming up, Lexington City Council looks for community input on the upcoming budget. Commuters and law enforcement weigh in on the new interstate speed limit in Virginia. And see Lexington residents cut a rug. All this and more on the Rockbridge Report. Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Michael Freeman. Botetourt County is holding a couple in connection with a series of area robberies, including one in Rockbridge County. A Botetourt pawn shop notified authorities the couple had pawned stolen merchandise. When authorities searched the couple's home, they found 2 flat-screen televisions and assorted jewelry worth $1,200. This merchandise was stolen from a Rockbridge County residence on November 9th. Captain C.J. Blaylock of the Rockbridge County Sheriff's Office says the couple likely stole the merchandise to feed a drug habit. Lexington School Board has approved plans to rebuild Waddell Elementary with a target deadline of 2018. The plan calls for building a new school directly beside the current building, then demolishing the 85-year-old building after construction is completed. The school board argued that this plan works better than renovating the current facility because they will have nowhere to put students during construction. However, the historic Lexington Foundation is still fighting to have the school renovated instead of rebuilt because of its historic value.
It's very cost effective to build new rather than try to renovate a building that's been renovated several times.
It's outdated. There aren't enough electrical outlets in the room, for the current technology. The rooms are small, classrooms are small.
I think a new building will really be very nice for our community, and people care about education in this community. They're willing to invest in it.
Overall, there is very little opposition to the approved plans, as most parents believe it is time for the school to be updated. City Council members hope to see a larger turnout at the next public forum to discuss the city budget and capital improvements plan. Lexington City Council is currently working on their 5-year capital improvements plan and the operating budget for the 2011 fiscal year. This past Tuesday, Mayor Mimi Elrod and City Manager John Elistad presented the city budget to the public to get feedback. But many city officials were disappointed with the low attendance.
You'd like to see something in the budget, or you think a program isn't necessary, or a program is necessary. You can call and talk to staff directly. You can call me, you can email me, and give me your input.
With businesses not doing as well because the economy is so poor, it's definitely been hit. For instance, in business licenses, the contractors, the amount of construction that's being done has been reduced quite a bit.
By reorganizing, by going to a different schedule, that we can save $25,000 to $30,000 annually in the police department's budget.
The capital improvements plan needs to be approved by February of 2011, and the operating budget needs to be approved by May for the 2011 fiscal year to June 2012. The next opening meeting is going to be held on Tuesday, November 30th at Lilburn Downing Community Center. Lexington and Rockbridge County emergency response teams are operating under a joint service agreement to respond to fire and medical emergencies in each other's jurisdictions. Lexington's one station, however, is required to cover 53 square miles of county. Rockbridge County pays Lexington's department for all operating expenses up to the amount spent in 2008. Yet Lexington is required to finance capital upgrades to equipment such as fire trucks and ambulances using taxpayer dollars. City Manager John Elistad is uncomfortable with Lexington's taxpayers shouldering the responsibility for improvements that both jurisdictions use. However, Rockbridge County is in favor of maintaining the current system. Rockbridge County and Lexington officials must resolve this conflict by June 2011, or the fire and first aid portion of the agreement would expire. The speed limit on I-64 and I-81 in Rockbridge County has been changed from 65 to 70 miles per hour 3 weeks ago. I talked with drivers and county officials to get local reactions to the new signs. Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell argued the new 70-mile-an-hour speed limit would allow goods to move faster across the state. But the change has prompted questions regarding safety.
You have increased traffic on the interstates, higher speeds. I think you're just inviting, more problems and more traffic wrecks, crashes, and at higher speeds, worse consequences.
The law in Virginia says reckless driving is 81 miles an hour and above, but drivers who use these highways frequently say the new limit won't encourage them to approach such dangerous speeds.
Most I'll do is 5 miles over. I'll do about 75, but 70, that's a pretty comfortable speed for all truck drivers.
If I was doing 80 mile an hour, I'd want somebody to pull me over. I'm not gonna drive 80 mile an hour for safety reasons, man. I probably won't even do the 70, okay?
It has helped me quite a bit because before, sometimes I was inclined to speed because of time issues. But now I won't be speeding. I'll just be going the speed limit.
Joyce doesn't think the reasons for the new limit are justified.
Someone said that maybe a justification was it would allow people to reach destinations faster. That came from some official. But why not raise it to 100 miles an hour? I mean, you know what I mean? No, I don't buy that at all.
Officials at the Virginia Department of Transportation don't worry that the new speed limit will create a safety concern.
It's designed to be traveled that fast. So if motorists stick to 70, I think it'll be fine.
For those who don't stick to 70, though, state troopers have a simple message.
It's not okay, and we're going to be enforcing the speed limit at 70 miles an hour.
If you would like to share your concerns about this issue, please contact the Virginia Department of Transportation at 1-800-367-7623. Coming up later in the show, see what local businesses hope the holiday season will bring. But first, see how a local football team addresses a national concern.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures. I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Injuries are part of playing any sport, but concussions can have long-term effect on an athlete's brain. Rockbridge reporter Tyler Jakarzik has more on how leagues take measures to protect their players.
Big hits at sporting events are often rewarded with loud cheers from the fans, but for the athletes and the trainers involved, big hits often lead to concussions, which are a major concern. For most players, especially in football, the easiest way to increase your protection is to take advantage of newer, safer helmets.
I think last year was the first year they came out with these. It's called a Shut Ion. It's a face mask, has a shock absorber here. This face mask has an extended arm, goes back in here, and there's a spring inside. And you have contact into the face mask, absorbs a little bit of that, takes some of that shock out of that. The headliner, as you can see, it's almost like gel, but it's a little harder than gel.
Despite improvements to helmets, concussions still happen. It is the responsibility of athletic trainers to recognize hits that may cause concussions and perform sideline evaluations. Players displaying any symptoms are considered to have a concussion until proven otherwise.
Check out cranial nerves. We do a cranial nerve test. We do an assessment of balance and coordination on the sideline. We also go through and do some of the memory stuff as well.
In addition to newer and safer helmets and increased attention placed on head injuries by athletic trainers, the NFL, the NHL, and the NCAA have all taken action to promote the safety of their athletes. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Tyler Tokarczyk.
The NFL has taken the strongest stand, handing out up to $75,000 in fines for one illegal hit to the head. The NHL has increased penalty calls to hits to the head, and the NCAA instituted a new baseline concussion test program. All these actions hope to increase the long-term health of their athletes. After the break, get your look at the 5-day forecast, and be sure to stay tuned for this week's on-record portion of the Rockbridge Report with Cindy Krantz, Director of Instruction for Rockbridge County.
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
Es un gran día para los deportes. Vaya festín de jugadas que tenemos.
Mucha acción, David, por eso nos vamos directamente a la pelota. Es el duelo padre-hijo en el jardín. Batazo al jardín derecho, no. Y se cayó.
Se cayó, pero bueno, ahí va, ahí va, ahí va.
Nos vamos ahora al básquet, 2 contra 1.
Y la clava. Solita, la clavó.
Y ahora al fútbol. Ahí está papá,
solo,
que la pase.
Solo.
Lo va a definir, golazo. Estas son escenas que no se repiten. Las mejores jugadas suceden en casa.
Tómate el tiempo para ser un buen papá.
With a new branch soon to open in downtown Lexington, locally owned Cornerstone Bank has seen increased business despite bank failures around the country. In less than 2 years, Cornerstone has grown its initial capital investment of $9.4 million to $61 million in total assets because the bank opened its doors in early 2009. It managed to miss the worst parts of the recession. According to bank president David Grice, the bank has no bad loans in its books, something that few banks today can claim. The bank currently commands 8% of the market share for the Rockbridge area. Grice expects a 10% boost in customer traffic once the bank opens downtown.
We've actually grown our bank from our initial investment to $61 million in assets, which is kind of unbelievable for us. We did not expect to be here at this point, and we're very thrilled with the community's excitement about our bank.
The branch in downtown Lexington is expected to open spring of 2011. Well, with Thanksgiving approaching, many residents are starting to look towards the holidays. Local retailers hope for a better holiday shopping season. After only a 4-point increase in sales growth last year, local businesses hope for a modest increase in sales this year. Store owners around Lexington encourage customers to buy locally because it will benefit the area more quickly than shopping online or at a huge retail chain store. The National Retail Federation predicts a moderate sales increase of 2.3% this year. Many Lexington businesses rely on the holiday season to stay afloat. Indian summer is coming to an end. The high today reached in the low 50s, and tonight's low will drop to a chilly 33 degrees. But Friday promises to be warmer, with a high reaching 58. The overnight low will dip to 37. Saturday will see mostly sunny skies, with a high reaching 63 degrees. Saturday night, the low will get down to 37 degrees. Sunday will also be mostly sunny, but a little chillier than 58 degrees. The low Sunday is expected to get down to the lower 40s. Monday will see a high reach back up to the 60s, and the low in the mid-40s. Tuesday will see cloudy skies with possible showers. The high will reach 61 with a low of 47 degrees. Coming up after the show, this week's Newsmaker with Cindy Krantz, Director of Instruction for Rockbridge County Schools. But first, Lexington residents dance the night away.
The hurricane has passed, but the recovery won't be complete until all the water has receded. If you're having trouble coping, Trained in Caring Help is waiting.
Hola, Grover, what are you doing?
Oh, I am making my emergency kit. I want to be prepared just in case.
Oh, my friend Mia made a kit with her family. Everyone help! They packed flashlights and batteries, water, food, a radio, and put it where they could find it rápidamente, quickly.
I guess I should take my canoe out of there, huh?
Look, Grover.
Help your family get ready for an emergency. Learn more at ready.gov/sesame.
Hello there. It is your old pal Grover. Meet my new friends.
Madison, Isaac, Alexa, Romeo, Amanda.
They have last names too.
Vigo, Shane, Lopez, Rodriguez, Warner.
Everybody has a first and last name, even mommies and daddies. Do you know yours? Do you know your mommies and daddies? If you do not, go find out.
Know your whole name so grown-ups can help you in an emergency. Learn more at ready.gov/sesame.
I am a teenager.
I am online.
I enjoy sharing thoughts,
Music, videos,
Ideas, information.
I will not
be a victim to threats.
to stalking, to soliciting, to predators.
I will be responsible. I will be careful.
I will be honest.
I will be smarter. I will get my parents involved.
I will protect myself.
I will be safe.
I am a teenager.
And I
will not
be bullied.
If you want to show off your shag dancing skills in Rockbridge County, now you can. Members of Brass, the Blue Ridge Area Shag Society, tapped their toes Monday night to the first of many monthly dances. Rockbridge reporter Jessica Strait has the latest.
Shag dancing is a couples dance that originated in the 1930s and is most popular in the southeastern part of the country. The shag is all about footwork, so most movement comes from the waist down. Shaggers move to the rhythm of classic beach music, mostly from the 1950s and 60s. For some people today, shag continues to be a way of life. But beginners shouldn't be afraid to join in, because even the most experienced dancers follow a simple rule.
If you ask somebody to dance, then you dance with them. It's only 3 minutes out of your life. You know, they may not be very good, but then you were that way too at one time.
Before Brass was formed last month, local shaggers were traveling an hour to Lynchburg or Roanoke to get their shag fix.
There was no place to really go here. You had to really travel a great distance, so it's really exciting to have this shag club so close by.
When the group was looking for a place to hold dances, they decided on Todd's Barbecue in Buena Vista. But its old and dusty banquet room needed a little work before anyone could brush up on their dance moves. So members of Brass got together to clean out the space.
The challenge was to get people to get there and see what it was all about, and then we knew they'd be hooked.
Now, the room is decorated in a beach theme in honor of Shag's birthplace, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Brass hopes to spread the word and get people interested in shag. The group currently has 26 members. Some members have been shagging since 1964. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Jessica Strait.
Brass plans to dance down the streets of Lexington in the city's Christmas parade December 3rd. The group, which is one of 10 shag societies in Virginia, currently plans fundraising events so they can hire in the future for future dances. Next month's dance will be held on December 20th at Todd's Barbecue at 6:30 in the evening. Well, that's all we have for you today. I'm Michael Freeman, and don't forget to check us out online at therockbridgereport.wlu.edu. After the show, stay tuned for this week's Newsmaker with Cindy Krantz, Director of Instruction for Rockbridge County Schools.